Another question we're asking this morning: should New South Wales taxpayers stump up to protect private seaside properties from rising sea levels? The state government says it's willing to spend up to $5 million to find a solution for people who live seaside at the Batemans Bay northern shore, and it's funding a $250,000 study to find options to do that, possibly a sea wall. Well, for Labor's view, we are now joined by the Deputy Leader of New South Wales Labor and the Shadow Environment Minister, Penny Sharpe. Penny, good morning.
Good morning, Simon.
Now, what's your view? Should New South Wales taxpayers protect private seaside properties from rising sea levels?
I think it's a more complicated question than that. The coastal reforms that have been put in place and have been bouncing around since about 2014 really are now getting to the pointy end about what actually happens. I think that there needs to be more work done with communities and with private landowners. There's also in the mix, of course, road infrastructure along Batemans Bay. There's, of course, RMS roads. This is a very difficult issue, and I don't sort of pretend that we have all of the answers to it, but I do know that it's been really a bit of a pass the parcel in terms of who's got responsibility, and the situation's becoming far more urgent and needs to be resolved.
Do you think the state government responsibility extends as far as that, though, a $5 million state government spending project?
Well, we have to look. There's a coastal management and estuaries program that the government put $83 million into it. To date, they've only spent or allocated, as far as I'm aware, around $5 million, or about 8% of that. I think that there are a mix of programs and projects. Part of it will affect private landowners, but part of it's also about state and public infrastructure. So I'm not prepared to give you a sort of just a yes or no answer on those things. I think we need to have it worked through. What's been clear, though, and the reports that I've had from local government particularly, is that it's just been a mess. Laws were passed. There were pleas at the time from both property landowners and from environmentalists to say we're not ready to go yet. We need to do some more work. That was Labor's position at the time. And we need to work through it. I have to say that if Labor's elected on 23 March, it'll be one of the first items on my to-do list, because there is just too many unresolved issues, and it's becoming more urgent as sea's coming up. There are communities all up and down the coast that are really going to have to grapple with this issue.
Are you concerned that Labor's promise of up to $5 million for a seawall or something like that sets a precedent for all those other communities?
That's not Labor's.
Sorry,
that's the government's commitment.
Yes, my mistake. Sorry.
Yeah, look, I just think I support them doing the work to see what the options are. I think that's needed. I think it's long overdue. But look, in terms of how we work it, there are precedents all up and down the coast, and we need to work through those. From opposition, there's a lot of complexity there. We haven't had a really good, it hasn't been a transparent process. We only have the anecdotes and talking to landowners and local government in terms of the problems that they're having. It's one of those things that we need to untangle as soon as possible.
You're probably aware there are people in the Coastal Alliance, and we just spoke to one of them who blame Labor and say planned retreat was Labor's idea.
Look, I know that there are concerns from the Alliance. They've raised those with me before. The issue that we have here is that there is rising sea level and pressure on our coastal communities. We need to find a way through that, and that's something that would be, as I said, have to be a priority if Labor gets elected. But the promise that I make, and the one that Michael Daly makes all of us say every single day, because this is what he fundamentally believes, is that we will always talk to locals on the ground, and we will also talk to those affected in finding the way through these solutions. We're not going to dictate from on high.
Okay, and as you've indicated, it is a complex issue which has been around for years. When will Labor have a more comprehensive policy position on this?
Look, we're going to look at the laws as they are. We're committed to, coastal erosion is an issue up and down everywhere along the coast. I've been, to Newcastle, I've been to the far north coast. I'm aware of the issues on the south coast as well. We're going to have to talk to people about it. We're not going to be having a comprehensive policy to be upfront with you before the election. It's a complicated area. The laws that were put in place were very complex, but one of our priorities will be to get people around the table and to get them working and to making some decisions, and whether we have to make some adjustments, we'll do that after we're elected. It is a complicated area. I'm not pretending that this is an easy black and white. It's serious. Communities are affected, state infrastructure is affected, and we need to work with local government as well on estuary management and coastal erosion generally.
Okay, Penny Sharpe, great to speak to you this morning. Thank you very much.
No, thanks for having me, Simon.
Penny Sharpe is the Deputy Leader of the New South Wales Labor Party and Environment Spokeswoman, talking about policy which is in development and will remain in development by the sounds of it, around whether or not the state government should protect private properties from sea level inundation.